Support you. Shema. Yashrallah. Yahweh. Alahayam. Israel, Lord is one Lord. Deuteronomy 6:4. Notice that our Father in the 30-year Hebrew. All right. Abanawa. Shabbat Shamayim. Qadash. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakuta. Thawadah. Matazaka. Aisha. Rataza. Shamayim. Katranawa. Lakam. Alahayam. Salaknawa. Salaknawa. Anasaya 1. Abo. Ayan. Ra. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala'a. Atapara. Alahayam. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Amen. Come, everybody can be seated. Get right into it, man. Open up your books to Exodus chapter 12. Today is a mighty day, right? Everybody looking lovely out here in their garments and their dresses. Everybody's looking beautiful. Right? Looking like kings and queens and princes. Well, not queens, but princesses. Right? All right. All praises to the Most High, man. Start off at Exodus chapter 12, man. Today is a mighty day because today is the day of the Lord's Passover, right? We all know that this day is more powerful than any other feast days that we have, right? This way, like Day of Atonement, feast of first fruits, right? Tabernacles, right? Passover is the most important day. Why? Because the Most High had a son, right? Give his life for us, right? And we know that the Most High, HOI, he is our Passover, right? So he died for our sins, man. That's why today is a mighty day, man. Right? And it's also because of what? Go ahead, Roger.
He delivered us out of captivity, and he destroyed our enemies.
That's right, man. That's what we're going to go over today, right? We can start off at Exodus chapter 12, 49.
We're going to the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter, and the first verse. When everybody got it, say, Khan. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, And the 10th day of this month they shall take them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
So like I was saying, man, that lamb is who? Yahweh, right? So let's go to John, the book of John, chapter 1, verse 29.
The book of John, chapter 1 and verse 29. When everybody got it, say Con.
That's what?
St. John,
St.
first
John.
chapter, 29th verse. Con. This is the book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 29, and it reads, The next day John seeth HOI coming unto him, and said, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world.
Behold who?
HOI, Salaki. Behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world.
Right, the lamb is Yahweh Shai, man. Con? Right, and he does what? He takes away the sin of who, though?
That's right.
That's right, right? Yahshua, man, the word of Israel, man. Right? Because those other people, they don't really have the same responsibility as us as keeping these commandments, right? Right? They wasn't given this covenant and this promise, man. You know, we're the only nation of people that have this promise. Right? And we're the only nation of people that Christ came back to save. Let's go back to Exodus 12. Start off at 4.
Exodus 12 and verse 4. When everybody have it, say Con. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 4, and it reads, And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
Right, so back then everybody had a household, right, and everybody was eating the lamb for their house, right, coming together, right, getting the lamb, putting it in the oven, not the oven, but on the fire and roasting it, right. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Right, so the people that couldn't afford lamb, because lamb could be expensive for some of those people, they were able to get a goat, right? But that lamb or that goat had to be a male without blemish, just like who? Right, that Yahweh was that male without blemish, man. Right? Born without sin, right? And just like these lambs that we about to partake in, you have to find one that's without blemish. But because we're living in captivity, you can't really sweat it sometimes, you know. Anybody in here have a farm? Right? So sometimes we gotta go buy a lamb from the store, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we're in captivity. So we can't really sweat that we don't have a farm to get our own lamb from, man. Anybody in here have land that y'all own? You know what I'm saying? You got land? Well, you gotta get some lamb on that thing, right?
It's out of Mexico.
Right. Go get that land, put some lamb on there, man. You got a business popping, man. And you can feed all of Israel, man. You know what I mean? All right, let's go. Keep going, man.
All right, verse 6, Exodus chapter 12 and verse 6. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Come, keep going.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the house, wherein they shall eat it.
Come. So you see that my lovely wife, she put an example of the blood that they was put on the side of the doors, right, to keep the destroyer from coming in our house. Right, so that's an example of it. I mean, we in an apartment building, so we can't be putting blood. But we gonna what? We gonna do what? Rehearse the righteous acts. All right, keep going.
Verse 7. Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts, on the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
Go ahead.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Right. And what does that bitterness represent, man? Who got the answer to that? I know you know, right? Where you got Wi-Fi?
Captivity.
Captivity, right? It's going to Exodus 1 and 13. Man. What else? Who else got an answer? Anybody else? Before we read it, Exodus 1:13. Go ahead.
Just the what Yahushua had to go through
Okay.
when he was crucified.
Right. That was rigor too, man. Yeah. Right. Let's read that.
Con, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 13, and it reads, "The Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor."
Right, to serve with rigor, man. And guess what's happening? A lot of us go through that now, man. Right? We're working every day, 10-hour, 12-hour, 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, right? Living check to check. Some people not getting paid what they supposed to be getting paid, right? Some people are just working all week and the company forget to give you their paychecks. That happens, right?
Yeah, all the time.
You working all week, right? Right, and they just give you just a little bit of money, man. Right? That's rigor, right? But the rigor that they were going through is nothing compared. What we're going through now is nothing compared to what they were going through in the land of Egypt, right? What about during slavery, though? Right? When we was building the master's house for nothing.
Nothing. Free.
Coming back with what, like almost 100 pounds, 200, 300 pounds of cotton. And if they say it wasn't enough, we still get beat, right? We still have to go out there and get the cotton, right? We was whipped in chains, right? Beaten with our backs broken in, right? Working till we didn't have, till our bones was grinding, man. That's serving with rigor, right? Let's go, man. Keep going.
Verse 14, "And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the fields."
See what I'm saying? All manner of service in the field, man. That's what we're doing till this day, right? Minimum wage, what, it's out here, what, $14, $15? In certain states, man, it's like $8, $7. You know what I'm saying? That's just out here in California. It's because of the amount it costs to live out here. Is
Living is piss,
it's $15. You know what I'm saying? But you working just to pay your bills, man, and die, man. That's what Esau wants you to do, right?
That's it.
So we got to get out of this mindset of thinking that we're not in captivity, right? You know what I'm saying? These people, they think that they make a certain amount of money and they make 6 figures and they feel like they're better than the regular person, right? You know, you can't tell them that they in captivity, man. They got their beds, they got their house. Yeah. You know, you can't tell them that they in captivity, man. Everybody is suffering in some sort of way, man. Whether we know it or not, man. Even us in this room, man, we could be shalom with the biggest smile on Esau. Right, we are not Esau, man. Esau, like they mean blue. That's what they call it, man. They said they put it on the grill, slap it on the grill, flip it, slap it on the grill again, and eat it. That's what they call blue, man. Well, you know, you see them videos of them she-saws in the store just going in there, grabbing the ground beef, ripping the package open. That's nasty, man. What's wrong with these people, man? What's up?
A heads up about that ground beef. They throw the whole animal in there. Ground chicken too. Teeth, bones, intestines, everything.
And they're also using pig plasma.
Oh wow. To glue it together.
Man, these Edomites eat skunk, man. They eat skunk. These Edomites eat skunk too.
Yeah, they do,
man.
man.
Videos that they eat skunk. I'm like,
but the blood that's in those packaged meats, look it up, man. It's pig plasma that they use to keep that stuff. Yeah, man. Hey, the warfare is real, right? That's why we have to be careful with what we eat, man. Quick precept, man. Let me get Sirach 30.
Heads up to next month. We'll start pumping the meat, the pork, and the beef.
All together.
Pumping was something that we ain't supposed to have.
Yeah. And the morphine and stuff, or what?
something that's been going on that everybody been getting, but we ain't supposed to be
Okay,
getting.
yeah, the jab, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that's an abomination. Man.
That's been, they've been.
Yeah, the last verse.
The pork and the beef.
Tyreek is outside. We're going to get the brother.
Come on, let's go to the book of Sirach,
Brother Tyreek is out here.
chapter 30 and verse 25. When everybody got it, say Khan. Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha. 25. And it reads, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
God, right? Esau don't have no cheerful and good heart, man. Right? They don't care about their meat and diet, man. Right? They eat their food raw.
And they ain't skunk.
And they eat skunk. A raccoon, possum heads, rabbit, whale. They eat all the food that they're not supposed to eat, man. Let's go back to Exodus 12, man. That's the madness of Esau, right? They eating whatever they want. Just like a Christian, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Slave plantation.
Slave plantation Christian, I can eat what I want. God made everything clean.
Pray over it.
Yeah, just pray over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just pray over it, man. Why y'all praying over swine, man? You know what I mean? You praying over hot dogs and barbecue ribs on the 4th of July. What's that question? Y'all got a question? In the M&M's?
Yeah, they did. They also did in some of these candy bars.
Yeah.
Like in some of these vitamins. You already know about the vitamin thing, right?
Yeah.
The gelatin.
Yeah, the gelatin.
Put that in the vitamins too.
Yeah.
That's why they get everybody to go to the gummies now.
Yeah, gelatin is pig nose, man. Yeah, if y'all don't know, I'm sure y'all knew though. So, you know, we got some bright, smart people up in here, man. Y'all know this book, right? So let's go, man. We about to learn how to keep this Passover.
Khan, the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Do what?
And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Go ahead.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning, ye shall burn with fire.
Right, so ain't no taking nothing to go home tonight, man. Ain't no to-go plates, man. All right, y'all gonna have a mighty feast, man. All right, can't nothing go out these doors, man. Nothing in the trash, right? We're supposed to do what?
Clean it up.
Burn it with fire, man.
Right.
Right? Whatever we not gonna eat, we're gonna burn it for a sweet savor to the Most High. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
It is Yahweh's Passover, right? So, keep going.
Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh.
Right, so he's going against all the gods of Egypt, man. Where are the pharaohs now, man? To them Kemetic people, man. Right? They were supposed to have been so powerful, right? I'm from Kemet. I'm an Egyptologist. Where are your pharaohs now, man?
Shaka
Amos, man. And polite in them, man. Right.
No light.
No light. Right? Where's your pharaoh at now, man? The pyramids is over there desolate. Right? Esau over there still digging up. They invading your tombs over there, man. Y'all don't got no power in Egypt.
They
right?
defecating in Kepler's coffin over there, man.
Yeah, man. They still finding stuff that because they digging all the way through y'all pyramids, man. All right, but y'all don't have any power, man, because the Most High is the power, man. He's making mockery of your gods, right? With all those plagues, right? Right? Yeah, man. So that's, keep going.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And ye, Salaki, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Right. See, he's going to smite the land of Egypt with all those plagues, right? Who can name some of those plagues, man?
Locusts.
One. How many plagues were there?
10.
Who can name them?
3 days of darkness.
Okay.
The blood in the water.
Okay.
Death.
The frogs. The flies.
Okay.
Ice and fire.
The locusts.
Okay.
All the boils and blisters.
The
Okay.
flowers, you can't forget them.
Boils and
The
blisters.
firstborn. Death angel.
Death
The
angel.
firstborn.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. Y'all That's right. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 18, man. Go in the Apocrypha. Start off at verse 13.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18 and verse 13. When everybody got it, say Khan. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 13, and it reads, For whereas they would not believe my thing by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge this people to be the sons of the Most High.
Con, keep on.
For while all things were in quiet silence, and that night was in the midst of her swift course, thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction.
Go ahead.
And brought thine unfeigned commandment as a sharp sword, and standing up filled all things with death. And it touched the heaven, but it stood upon the earth.
Go ahead.
Then suddenly visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terrors came upon them unlooked for. And one thrown here and another there, half dead, showed the cause of his death.
Go ahead.
For the dreams that troubled them did foreshew this, lest they should perish and not know why they are afflicted.
Right. You see that? They was going through so much, they thought it was a dream in Egypt. Right? They was in their houses for 3 days, 3 nights. Right? They was up in there wondering like, why my son has these boils on him, man? Why my cattle have these boils on them, man? I can't even go outside and drink any water because there's blood in the water. Where these frogs come from? Where these locusts come from? Do you see the size of them things? They covered all the fields and ate all the fruit, right? Ate all the green, right? This is what was going on, man. They were spooked. Pharaoh didn't know what to do. But when he hardened his heart, man. Right? He hardened his heart and he got hit with so many plagues. He had to kick us out of Egypt, man. Take your people and go, man. Go ahead,
What about the 3 days of darkness? Like you constantly waking up and it's still night.
Right. It was so dark. It was so dark they couldn't see each other, right?
That was a mental one right there. The sun don't blew their mind where you constantly waking up and it's still night. You're like, man.
And what did it say? It says, and he stretched his hands upon the heavens.
Right.
There was darkness in the land of Egypt.
There was darkness in the land of Egypt, man. Let's go back to Exodus, man.
We're going back to Exodus, the 12th chapter, and the 13th verse. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
For what?
Forever.
For what?
Forever.
For what?
Forever.
What does forever mean?
Forever.
Right?
God.
So, you know, the church, they tell us that what we supposed to keep Easter. They don't even, it's a mind game, right? To keep us from, right? To celebrate this false idol and to keep us from worshiping the Most High the right way.
Right.
Easter bunny, Easter egg hunting, and all that crap.
Hey, some of y'all probably had some Easter suits on back in the day, right? Thank the Most High that what? We got woken up.
Propane went out.
It went out? Yeah. Alright. We got some coal right there.
It just needs to be lit again.
It's
It's
just
just
gotta
the
be lit.
wind.
Is the wind?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we go here go, man.
Verse 15.
Everybody, Exodus 12, verse 15.
When everybody got it, say Khan. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
And that soul cutting off from Israel is different than today. Right? What happened when that soul get cut off back then? Huh? Off with your head, right?
Execution.
You're getting stoned to death, man.
Delete it. You know.
You know what
Can't
I'm
say the
saying?
word.
So y'all should thank God for your H.O.I, man. You know, that's who our Passover is. But unleavened bread, man, you got to get that leaven out your house, and you got to get that leaven out your house and out your spirit. Right? This is the time of celebration, and we should not have any malice. Right? We shouldn't have any evil thoughts. Right? We shouldn't be holding any grudges. Right? If you got a fault with your brother, you Matthew 18 them, man. Right? Tell them one-on-one, man. Get that one-on-one, man. You know, y'all was in the world, y'all was going off on brothers probably, right? Telling them what they was doing wrong, but y'all probably wanted to fight or something. Right? Well, we got to do it with love and with sincerity now, man. Right? Telling them one-on-one, telling them what they did wrong, admonishing them, man. Right? That's how we going to grow in this thing, right? So get that leaven out your house. You know, who knows, if you don't know what leaven is, man, just, if you in doubt, throw it out, man. Right, but it's yeast, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anything with yeast in it, anything that makes the bread rise, right? But a lot of the stuff that we have, as far as in the making of a lot of these things, we don't even know. If you can't even pronounce it, man, you should double take a look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on Google. You got a smartphone. You know, but that means like you're doing this for 7 days, so that's after tonight. You can't eat no donuts. Right, you can't go slip up and go to Subway or Jersey Mike's, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't go get no hot dog. You know what I'm saying? At 7-Eleven or something on a, you know, hot dog on a stick.
Pretzels.
Right? Don't stop by Jack in the Box when you leave here talking about I didn't eat enough lamb. I'm still hungry. You know what I mean? Getting that, whatever that is. I don't even eat that stuff no more, man. Supreme Jack, whatever.
Munchy meal.
Big Mac, whatever. You know,
Tortillas we have 11 in it too.
some of it flour, right? So you could get the corn tortillas though. You know? So yeah, you could get the corn tortillas. You could if you know how to make leavened bread, man, you could go ham with the leavened bread, man. You could make pizza. You know, you can make tacos with the leavened bread. You know, you could get tortilla chips, make nachos, you know. That's if you want to, you know. But you don't have to go ham on the leavened bread. You're just supposed to eat some leavened bread for the next 7 days until April 10th.
unleavened bread, again.
Unleavened bread. So,
Unleavened bread.
So, where we at? 15?
16.
Verse 16.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 16, and it reads, and in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
So what is holy convocation? What does convocation mean?
Gathering.
Come. So this is a holy convocation, right? Which is an assembly, right? We're supposed to have the assembly on what? The first day and the what? And the seventh day, right? All right, glad we are on landing. So, verse 17.
Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
For what?
Forever.
For what?
Forever.
Forever, right?
Come.
And today is the 14th day, man. Right? If you have your moon calendar and you did the calculations, it even says day 14. Right? So today is the 14th day at evening. We're celebrating the Feast of Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right? Starting tonight. All right? So where we at? 18?
18. So like in verse 18. And in the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
Right. So let's go to Ezra 6 and 19. The book of Ezra, chapter 6, verse 19. Real quick precept. Because we got Israelites that say what? We can't keep the Passover in the land of our captivity. Let's see what Ezra says. Man.
When everybody got it, say come.
God.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 19. And the children of the captivity.
And the children of the what?
And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month.
That's children of the captivity kept the Passover. So we was in captivity keeping the Passover. We was in Egypt keeping the Passover. Right? We were in the wilderness, man, for 40 years keeping the Passover. But they say that what we can't keep it in America because we don't have a temple. Right?
We are the temple.
Right, we are the temple, man. All right. Let's go back to Exodus 12, verse 19, man.
When everybody got it, say come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Right.
Ye shall eat nothing leavened, in all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Quick precept, Jeremiah 4 and 7. Who is that destroyer? Anybody know? Raise your hands. Who? 𝐻OI, right? 𝐻OI came and put in work. It was him and the Most High, they was working together, man. Right? During that day, right? Let's see what it says, Jeremiah 4:7.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 7, and it reads, "The lion is come up from his thicket."
That Lion of Judah, who?
The lion is come up from his thicket,
Uh-huh.
and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
And that destroyer of the Gentiles is 𝐻OI. Right? Let's go to Hebrews 11, 23.
When everybody got it, say calm. Hebrews 11
And 23.
and verse 23. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 23, and it reads, "By faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child.
This is the prophecy of Moses right here, right? Come on, let's go.
And they were not afraid of the king's commandment."
And they weren't afraid of the king's commandment, man. Right? We got a lot of scary people out here right now, man, that's scared to go against the elite, right? But we out there like mighty warriors bringing it out every weekend, highways and byways, right? We're telling Esau to his face, man, that he's going to go in slavery, right? We're telling our people, and we battling our people, man.
Yep.
We battling our people every weekend. They hate us more than they hate Esau, man. All right, they hate to see you with your fringes on, man. They hate to see our women in their dresses, right? They hate to see us out here standing mighty and having unity, man.
They hated them that rebuketh at the gates.
They hate them that rebuke at the gates, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 24, "By faith Moses."
By what?
By faith Moses.
By what?
By faith Moses,
Go ahead.
when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
Uh-huh. He didn't follow the ways of the world, man. You know what I mean? That's an example of how we're supposed to be too, man. Right? Go ahead.
Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Right. Enjoying the pleasures of sin, right? Our people out here doing what, man? Committing all types of sins just to be a part of something, right? We're going against that, man. We're going against the grain, right? Because we want the kingdom of heaven, man. Everlasting life, right? Got that. Keep going, man.
Verse 26. Esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt.
Right.
For he,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
Go ahead.
By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured and seeing him who is invisible.
All right. Go ahead.
Through faith he kept the Passover.
Do what?
Through faith he kept the Passover.
Go ahead.
And the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them.
Right. Go ahead.
By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians assaying to do were drowned.
Right. Those Egyptians tried to attempt to come get us back, man. But what happened, man? They were split. They were drowned in what? The Red Sea. Right. Right, let's go back to Exodus 12, man.
Salakia too. It takes faith to follow a man and see him split the Red Sea, and he say, "Come on, walk through."
Right.
It takes faith to walk through that.
Right.
You know, because everybody weren't really prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody done split the ocean, and they tell us, "Come on, man, you got to have some faith to walk through that thing." You feel me? You got to have some faith.
That's real.
You know what gave him the faith? Seeing Pharaoh coming with them swords.
Oh, praise it. But you call, King?
Exodus 12, what was that, 19?
Either half an acre died. That's how it is.
What do you want? You want to go through this water? Or you want to get a sword up there? That part, yeah.
Read 23.
That was the motivation factor right there. Yeah.
Con, when everybody got it, say Con. Exodus 12 and 23 again. For Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come unto your houses to smite you.
Right, so when that blood is on that doorpost, man, Yahweh shall pass over our doors, right? And he went and he smote them Egyptians, man.
That's
right. Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall observe this thing for ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
Forever, right? This is an ordinance, man. This is a law, right? This is something that we're supposed to do, man. And our churches lied to us. Lied, right? They didn't even mention this, man. All we knew about was Moses splitting the Red Sea. That was it. Saving us out of Egypt. They didn't tell us we were slaves in Egypt, though. They didn't tell us that at all, right?
They didn't even tell us that we was the slaves.
Right. They said Moses split the Red Sea. Now we about to go outside. We're gonna play some Easter eggs somewhere, and all the kids gonna go pick them up. Y'all hide the Easter eggs. Put $5 in them. Put some jelly beans in them. You know.
Them plastic Easter eggs. Yeah.
Pin the tail on the bunny.
Pass the plate.
Pass the plate with some pork chops.
Oh, no, the money plate too. Yeah, the money plate.
The money plate. Oh yeah, the money plate too.
Pass the plate.
They'll be taking them tithes and offering. Like it's
Yeah.
the third time they passed the plate, and they only told us that Moses split the Red Sea.
That pimp that sits on the pulpit wearing that purple suit.
Oh yeah, the dark
With the
purple
alligator-
suit
Yeah, with the alligator shoes.
with the chain connected to the wallet. Pass the pork chop, man.
Them alligator shoes.
Pass the pork chop and deacon catfish.
Con.
Right? Where we at? Verse 25.
Verse 25. Con. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when ye become to the land which Yahweh will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service?
Right, so the children gonna ask us why we out here doing this, man. And what we gonna say? Go ahead.
That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahweh's Passover.
Right.
Who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshiped.
And praise God, right? Come. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. Come. Verse 28. You got a precept?
I got a precept. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7. Right? Because when our children ask us, why are we celebrating Passover? It's because the Most High smote the Egyptians, right? And delivered us, right? Salvation don't come without seeing the destruction of our enemies.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? We just don't gain salvation and that's it. No, we got to see somebody fall. Right? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7. Everybody got to say, Con? And it reads, so of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and the destruction of the enemies. Right? So you have to accept both in this walk. Right? Your salvation and the destruction of another nation of people. You got to have the heart to accept both. You know, you can't have pity for the nation that been oppressing you and killing you unjustly in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You got to see their destruction, man. That's what comes with it.
Not my Jesus. Not my Jesus.
Everybody. Because our destruction was them getting to a high level.
Right.
And when we got destroyed, that's when they got high.
That's right.
They laughed at our pain, so let's laugh at theirs.
That's right.
Our people had to witness the Red Sea close up on their army. You know, so we have to accept their destruction. You know, with our salvation.
Bring it out.
Verse 28 in Exodus. Exodus, the 12th chapter, and the 28th verse. And it reads, "And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that at midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle."
Right, so firstborn of Pharaoh, all the way to the homeless people, man. Right, to the people that were in the dungeon, so even the prisoners, man. Right? And they cattle, man.
Animals.
And they animals, they beasts, right? Even that fluffy dog, whatever, German Shepherd, whatever. French poodle, whatever they had, that firstborn dog was gone. Alright? They woke up and it was a what? A mighty cry. Next verse, man.
Verse 30. "And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead."
That's what Yahweh did for us, man. This book right here, it could get kind of rated R, man.
Yeah.
Right?
You mean more than that, Ray?
Man, it could get explicit, man.
Yeah.
You know, it could get X-rated, man.
There's foul language in the Bible too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's why they don't want us to read this thing, man. Because you know the Christians, they say that the God of the Old Testament is a mean,
Bloody God.
mean bloody God, right?
Okay.
The LGBT, they say, oh man, that God of the Old Testament, he's not nice.
They must have never read the book of Revelation.
He's mean, man. Right? Hey, this God is the same God forever and ever, man. And the Most High does not change, right? Right, let's go ahead, man.
Verse 31. "And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get ye forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve Yahweh as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also."
So Pharaoh said, Moses, y'all done enough, man. Like, I've been through too much. Y'all gotta go, man. Y'all gotta get up out of Egypt, man. You know? All right, go ahead.
Verse 33. "And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste.
Right.
For they said, We be all dead men."
Man, if y'all stay here, we all gonna die, man. We all gonna be dead men, man. Y'all gotta get up out of here, man. The Most High is kicking our ass right now, right? Right? He's kicking our butt, man. He said in whirlwinds, right? Tornadoes, hurricanes. That's what's gonna happen in America, man. Like these presidents, right?
Pharaoh gave them their eviction notice.
Right? Pharaoh's like, y'all got to go. Y'all gots to go, man. Right? And America is gonna do the same thing, so y'all be ready. Right? They're gonna say, y'all gotta go, man. I ain't never seen an F7 tornado, right? Call it the finger of God, right? To go from Oklahoma all the way down to Georgia, man. Go from Kentucky or Montana all the way down to Louisiana, right? It's gonna hit 7 states in 2 days.
That last one, they said went 100 miles.
100 miles, right? Going through all the Edomite cities, man.
That part.
Right?
Same thing with these fires out here, when they had these fires out here.
Going through all the Edomite
All the
cities.
Edomites, when they were killing the wildlife animals,
Right.
taking their homes away. Yeah.
One of the cities out here in California was called Paradise, man.
Yeah.
Sundown town.
A sundown town, man. Go ahead.
Verse 34. "And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, y'all don't need that, man.
Right.
Yeah, give me that, man. You know.
They run them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
run it.
Yeah, y'all don't need that, man. Your firstborn son just died. You know, he had that gold chain. Yeah,
Snatch it off the dead corpse.
Just let me have that, man.
Snatch off a dead corpse like Debo.
Right. You know, your grandfather, you know, he 100 years old. He was the firstborn. You know, he's gone too, man. Because there wasn't no age limit on that firstborn death. You know, that was from newborn all the way up to senior citizen, man. To elders, man.
Indiscriminate.
Right? Because they was living what? To 120, 200.
Yeah, they lived longer back in
They
those
lived way
days.
longer back
Way
then,
longer.
man. Right? They didn't have to eat none of this defiled food that we eat. You know? They was living off the land, man. Right? Go ahead.
Salakia, and it was as if, you know, recompense. It was like a small form of reparations.
Right.
You know, we earned that silver and gold after we slaved for over 400 years in Egypt.
Right.
You know, it's like we deserve that. That's ours. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, imagine that. Like, you just go into Beverly Hills, something like that happened today. You just go into Beverly Hills and just take everything that they own.
Con.
And you just take it with you.
Yeah. That's how it happened, man. I got it.
See it right.
Verse 36. And Yahweh gave favor, Salakia, and Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. So they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians.
Right. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children.
600,000 Israelites, man. Right? And who else, man? That's not even including the mixed multitude, man. That was a lot of people coming out of the land of Egypt, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 38, and a mixed multitude went up also with them,
Right.
and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of dough, of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victuals.
Right. That's what the unleavened bread represents, man. It wasn't even, we had to get thrust out so fast, it wasn't even time. We didn't even get time for it to leaven, right? Yeah. You know, it didn't even get time to rise, man. Right? Just like what Harriet Tubman, man, they was making the little hush puppies, right? Putting it in their hair, putting it in the sacks so they could get up out of the slavery, man, wherever they was located at, right? Same thing almost. What they call Harriet Tubman, man?
Moses.
Moses, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 40, now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahweh for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is the night of Yahweh to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
Right. Go ahead.
But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then he shall eat thereof. A foreigner and his hired servant shall not eat thereof.
Right, go ahead.
In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the Salakia. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof.
Right. So we're not supposed to carry any of this lamb out of here, man. Like I said earlier. And the bones are not supposed to be broken. Right? So that means y'all don't throw this lamb away. Whatever y'all don't eat, don't throw it away. Right? And you don't break any bones, man. All right? I don't think there's any bones in it, but You know, don't throw that lamb away. And don't take that home with you, man. Eat all of it here. Eat what you can here, man. All right?
Come.
Go ahead.
Khan, Salakia, I got a precept. Let's go to Psalm 34 and 20. Let me bring it up for me, King.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 20. When everybody have it, say, Come. He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken.
Right, so David was in the spirit and he was prophesying about our Lord Mashiach Yahushua. Right, just like the lamb couldn't have a bone broken, right, in the origins of our Passover, so was it prophesied that our Lord Yahushua, the Lamb of the Most High, he would not have a bone broken, right, when he was sacrificed for us. Let's go to the book of John 19 and 36. Baba Kashar.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 36. When everybody have it, say, Come. John, chapter 19, verse 36.
Start at 33, King.
33. Come, verse 33. But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs.
Right, they break not his legs because he couldn't have any bones broken because he had to fulfill prophecy. Read.
Right, but one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water.
So blood and water came out of his side when it was pierced, and that's symbolic for the blood of the lamb that is sacrificed, right? And then after the priest sacrificed that lamb, they had to go purify themselves with the water. All right, so that's, you know, symbolic of why that blood came out and that water came out. Because Yahushua is that sacrifice and he is also that purification. All right?
And he saw it bear record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. For these things were done that the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not be broken.
Right, because he is the Lamb of the Most High. And everything have to line up with the old, right?
Right.
For it to come become fruitful in the future. All right? That was just the point I wanted to make. We can go back to Exodus, the 12th chapter. And we'll do the verse 46 again. When everybody got it, say, Khan. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised. And then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
Right.
One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as Yahweh commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass the selfsame day that Yahweh did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
So let's go to Exodus 14. I like this verse. You can start off at 13.
When everybody got it, say Khan. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 13, and it reads, And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever.
Wow,
Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
Yahweh's gonna fight for us, man. Right? And this was a perfect example of how Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai fought for us, right? Like by destroying these Egyptians, man. We're gonna get to that right now, right? Let's go.
Verse 15. And Yahweh said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea.
Right. Go ahead.
And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Right.
And the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that one came not near the other all the night.
Go ahead.
And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
Right.
And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
And the children of Israel went on the dry land. It was water on the right hand and water on the left, right? Just like this picture right here, man. Right? This is an example of it, right? Water on the right hand and water on the left, man. Israel, that's a magnificent sight to see, right? And if we was in those days, we would be able to see that. They probably thought Moses was a magician or something. Right?
That's that spiritual power.
That's that spiritual power, man, that we're going to get, right?
Most High be willing.
Most High willing, man. Come on. Go ahead. You got a piece of that?
Let's go to the book of Matthew, the 8th chapter and the 27th verse. Like the brother Aishan mentioned, man, them spiritual powers that we all can receive if we be obedient and have enough faith. The same way Yahweh shall receive that power.
Matthew 8:27.
Come.
The book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 27. But the men marvel. Everybody have it, say, come. But the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him?
Right? That's the same, scenario with Moses. The east wind came through, right? And the size of the waters was raised up, right? The seas and the wind obeyed them. You feel me? The same way it obeyed Yahushua. Right? Just to link that up. Let's get back to Exodus, the 14th chapter. And we can start at verse 22 again. When everybody got it, say Khan. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14 and verse 22, and it reads, and the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea and upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave themselves heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee, from the face of Israel. For Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And Yahweh said unto them, Salakia, and Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come up, Salakia, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned his Salakia, and the sea returned his strength to his strength when the morning appeared. And the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remaineth not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea. And the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore.
Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore, man. Shema Mashiach Yahweh. Right? And it's examples of that, and it's proof of that, right? They actually went into the Red Sea, and they seen chariots on the bottom of it. Y'all heard about that, right?
I seen the videos, man.
Seen the videos, right?
Come.
They had chariots in there. They took some out to examine them, man. And they seen that those was real gold chariot wheels. Man. Some of them they couldn't even move, right? Some of them they couldn't even move because they were filled with sand, with all the stuff that goes into the water. You know, the algae, whatever. You know, all the stuff that if they moved it probably would have just crumbled and disintegrated. Right? That shows you the age of it too, man. And that shows you that this book is real, man. Right?
The rusted spirit tips and horse hooves.
Right. Spirit tips, horse hooves, right? Right?
Like coral reefs and stuff.
Right. Coral reefs, yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. People, you know, we got scoffers that'll say something like, oh, there's been plenty of ships over there in the Red Sea, man. That could have fell off last year.
Yeah, you know, all these atheists and people like that who don't believe.
Yeah, they don't believe
in God.
Yeah.
You know, I tell them, I don't care if you don't believe.
Right.
Right? Pharaoh didn't believe in the Most High. That didn't mean, did Moses care?
Right.
Did the Most High care if you don't believe?
Right.
I don't care if you don't believe. I tell them that all the time.
Hey, I'm a little bit more harsher, man. I'm like, you're dumb. If you don't believe in God.
I'm being nice to them. I'm harsher than that, but yeah, like that's good.
You are dumb, man. Who created heaven and earth? Right? Was it a Big Bang theory? Some explosion?
Take more faith to believe in that madness.
Man, that's crazy, right?
All right. I got a precept. Let's go to the book of Psalm, the 14th chapter, and the first verse.
Psalm 14.
I want to say one more small thing. The Most High made them the non-believers. That's why I believe in the Most High, because He made you to be that way.
Soul's not right up in them.
The book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 1. Everybody have to say, to the chief musician, the Psalm of David. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God.
What the fool said?
There is no God.
What the fool said?
There is no God.
So if somebody say there is no God, right, no Most High, they're a damn fool, man.
God.
You know what I'm saying? They saying it within their heart, their imagination, their thought process. That's what they denying the Most High in their heart. You know? Read.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
So anybody saying that there is no Heavenly Father, they are corrupt, man. They doing abominable works. They're in the midst of their iniquity when they speak like that. You know?
What if some do not believe? Romans 3:3.
That was just the point. That was the point.
It said there's none that do it good.
None that do it good, man.
In God, and you don't do no good on earth.
Man.
There's something I noticed too about these non-believers.
Right.
They don't approach us the same way they do with the slave plantation Christians.
No, they don't.
Slave plantation Christians go all the way out of their way to try to convince an atheist that there is a God. Me, I'm like this. I don't care if you don't believe. Because the Most High made you that way, and the Most High made me to believe in Him. And at the end of the day, I believe, and you confirm that the Most High is real by you not believing, because He made you not to believe. You know?
Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10. Y'all know this. Start off at 1.
When everybody got it, say Khan. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the Red Sea.
All of our fathers are under the cloud and passed through that Red Sea, right? Go ahead.
And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
All were baptized into Moses and in the cloud and in the sea, right? Go ahead.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink,
right?
For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them.
Who was that rock?
And that rock was Christ.
That rock is Yahweh, man. Now we about to get into Mashiach, Yahweh, man. All right, let's go to Luke 22.
And that's a cut to when they say that that book is written to anybody else but the children of Israel. Also, you know, he said, this is who he's talking to. All of our fathers was in that land. So
Right.
Whoever nation that wasn't present at that time, Paul not speaking to.
Right. Paul is not speaking to them, man. The Christians will say Paul speaking to who? The Gentiles. We all Gentiles, man.
Well, that's not even the word for that cloud.
Right.
Yeah, that's not even that word there. When you go into, because the New Testament was written in Hellenistic Greek, so the word Gentile is not there. So when they run with that word Gentile, I tell them that the word is not there. The word is Hellen.
Hellen, right?
It's talking about the Israelites who were Hellenized.
Right.
They don't even know nothing about the Hellenization period.
No, they don't. They'll say Helleniste.
They really destroy themselves when they say Helleniste.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where we at? Luke 22, right?
22 and 1.
Yeah,
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover.
Right, go ahead.
And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people.
Luke 22, verse 1. Verse 2 now. Read that again.
Verse 2. And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people.
They feared the people because it was what, man? It was around the time of Passover. And they didn't want to break any laws, right? So they thought that the people would turn against them if they crucified Christ on the Passover. Right? Go ahead.
Then entered Satan into Judas, surnamed Iscariot, being of the number of the 12. And he went his way and communed with the chief priests and captains, how he might betray him unto them.
You see that? Even Yahweh had somebody that was going to betray him, right? Now, and he's greater than us, so what do you think we're going to go through, man? Right? That's why we have to be mindful of who we around as Israelites, man. You know? Because if Yahweh could get betrayed, we could get betrayed. Right? We could get betrayed by our family, right? That's prophesied that our families might turn us into these governments. You heard that, right? So you gotta be mindful of that, man. If your mom's, kind of be like, hey, my son is an Israelite. Right? She turn her back against you, right? She don't really tell you anything that's going on with family problems or whatever, because she feel like you might try to bring out a Bible scripture. Right? Go ahead, man.
Verse 5. And they were glad and covenanted to give him money. And he promised and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of the multitude.
All right.
Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed.
Okay. So this shows how Yahushua was keeping the Passover too, man. And he was keeping unleavened bread, man. But the churches just say what? What was he doing around this time? This was the Last Supper. Right? That's how they're going to tell us, man. And this is the Last Supper, and we got to do Palm Sunday, Good Friday, right? They won't tell us exactly what was going on, though. That Last Supper was the Passover, right? But they say it's what? The time for the Easter, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8, and he sent Peter and John, saying, go and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat. And they said unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare?
Where shall we prepare? Go ahead.
And he said unto him, behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in. Right. And ye shall say unto the good man of the house, the master saith unto thee, where is the guest chamber? Where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples.
Well, I should eat the Passover with my disciples. All right, so the Most High was eating the Passover too, man. And Yahushua was eating the Passover. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he shall show you a large upper room furnished. There, make ready.
Right, that's where these movies know what's up. Like, y'all seen that movie Life? Eddie Murphy and Martin. It was like the upper room. When Jesus comes. They know about this Bible, man. These movies know about the Bible, man. Right, that upper room was where they took place, where Passover took place, man. The so-called Last Supper, right? Go ahead.
And they went and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him. And he said unto them, wilt desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer? For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High. And he took the cup and gave thanks and said, this is Salakia. Take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say unto you, I will not drink the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of the Most High shall come.
He took this bread, what?
And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave it unto them, saying, this is my body which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me.
Right.
Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth, as it was determined, but woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed.
Let's go to Matthew 26. We'll start off at the top, man.
When everybody got it, say con. Matthew 26 and verse 1. This is the book of Matthew chapter 26 and verse 1. And it reads, and it came to pass, when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the place of the high priest, which was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him.
They was over here plotting on Yahushua, man. Right, the high priest. These are some niggas, bro.
That's the envy.
Right, that's the envy, right? They was over here plotting on how to get rid of the Most High God's Son, man. You know, people who only wicked, evil men plot and think about how they gonna get rid of somebody, man.
And especially these Sunday service pimps, these BLACCs that the brother called them.
Right.
They plotting on us right now with vocab and the rest of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's happening, man. If they hate the Most High, you know that they're gonna hate you too. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. But they said, not on the feast day, lest they be an uproar among the people.
Right.
Salakia, that's the same way Herod, was perceiving things when he locked Peter up. It was around Easter, which is Passover. Easter means Passover. Herod didn't want to put him to death right then because it would have been an uproar of everybody that's visiting Jerusalem. Right. You know what I'm saying? They would have looked at him like, hey man, y'all being wicked.
And that's the son of Herod the Great. That was the son of Herod the Great, right?
Con.
That's the one. Yeah, Most High killed him at that theater. You remember that theater?
Con.
Yeah, he Most High tells you in the book of Acts that the Most High struck Herod dead at that theater.
Con, all praises.
Con.
Yep. So verse 5 again. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon, the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat.
Right, so this woman came through, right, with an alabaster box of precious ointment. Right, this is probably ointment that we can't even find right now, right? Probably cost thousands of dollars, man. This was special ointment back then, and she poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Go ahead.
But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste?
Right, they're like, why is she doing that, man? We could use that, man. Right, go ahead.
For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor.
Right.
And when Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she have wrought a good work upon me.
She was doing something good, man. Right. Go ahead.
For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always.
So she was preparing Yahushua, man. Right? She was preparing for that crucifixion that we have to go through, man. Right, go ahead.
Verse 12. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial.
She did it for his what?
For my burial.
Right, so she was getting him ready, man. Because she knew that day was coming, man. Right, he knew that day was coming, too. Who was that woman? Who was that woman? Anybody know? Mary Magdalene, right? Let's go.
Verse 13. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman have done, be told for a memorial of her.
Right, so we're supposed to remember this act that she did for Yahushua, man. Let's go to this deep demon right here next, man. Keep going.
Verse 14. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto them, what will ye give me? And I will deliver him unto you. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver.
So 30 pieces of silver will equal up to about, what, $3,000, right?
Dang, really?
I'm gonna let, that's what it takes for our nation as a people to sell out.
Right.
That's all it takes is somebody to pay
Right.
Pay a brother. They'll do it off
Nothing, man.
Finger, off of a blink of an eye.
The rappers talk about that right now, man. I'll just get somebody 3 racks, 5 racks, whatever, and they'll come get you.
They do that in the hood, you know.
Right.
Yeah, Jay go through the hood, talking about, man, you ain't got nothing for me to do, you ain't got no leg,
Right.
can't come up.
Right.
That's just what this dirtbag said.
Yeah. You want to offer nigga, you pay some dude some grand, like, hey man, I put money on the table and this, and the brother end up missing or something like that. We all know it.
Yeah.
Right.
Put money on your head.
Put money on your head, man, for 3 racks, man.
30 pieces of silver.
They said there was a saying, this worldly saying. You pay a man well enough, and he'll walk into hell barefooted.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what our people been doing.
Yeah, man. Selling their soul, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 16. And from the time he saw opportunity to betray him, and from that time he saw opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare thee to eat the Passover?
Go ahead.
And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master said, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
Read on.
And the disciples did as Yahushua appointed them, and they made ready the Passover.
Read on.
And when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me.
So he knew what was going on, man. This is Yahushua, man. You can't get at the passing, man. All right, go ahead.
And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me.
Go ahead.
The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Verse 25. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sin. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until the day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung in hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Yahushua unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd and the sheep of the flock, and be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee.
All right, go ahead.
Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Yahushua said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy.
Yeah, he was stressing out, man. Right? He knew that time was coming, right? That's a stressful situation to be in, man. Knowing that your people, your homies, they're going to turn their back on you. Right? You got somebody that's going to betray you. And you got to die for these niggas? You know what I mean?
That's the mercy that the Most High, Yahweh, put in the Most High to have upon us as a people.
Right.
In some sense, we were all murderers, traitors, and sellouts.
Right. Yeah, we are, man. We all been there, right? We all have friends that we thought was our real friends, right? That as soon as you go through something, you don't hear from them, right? They won't pick up the phone, right? They cut you off, right? You got money there around, but when you broke,
that's what it takes.
right? They're not around, right?
Loyalty in the Hebrew means namanawah.
Right. What that mean?
Loyalty.
Loyalty, right?
Yeah.
How you pronounce it?
Namanawah.
Namanawa, right?
Yeah.
In Hebrew.
Yeah.
Loyalty, man. A lot of people lack loyalty, man. Right? We got a lot of man pleasers, right? They only come in because the man is popular, right? But if you're not popular no more, then what, man? There you go. Stay out of here, man.
Start fearing the Most High.
Right?
Fearing the Most High.
That's what we have to have that mindset that we out here doing this for HOI, man. Right? When we coming into this truth, man, there's no man pleasing, right? The only person that we out here to please is the Most High, man. Right? Come on, go ahead.
Con, verse 38. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me.
All right, so he asking the brothers to watch with me, man. Watch my back while I'm out here praying, right? Go ahead.
Verse 39. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt.
He said, oh my Father, if it be possible, man. Yeah, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Right? I don't want to die really for these niggas, man. These niggas is off. Right? These niggas out here smoking weed, alcoholics, fornicators, whoremongers, adulterers, right? Backstabbers. These niggas out here, they doing all this, and I gotta die. All right? That's why he came to save us from our sins, man. Because he knew that we was gonna be like this, man. We were all Gentiles in the flesh. You know, but we've come back and we have to repent because we all want everlasting life, right?
Yeah, imagine how those lambs used to feel when we sacrificed them. Right. What they used to say, you know, they probably were saying the same thing Yahushua was saying.
I'm afraid.
All right, I don't want to die for these niggas, you know. That's what the lamb was saying. I don't want to die for these niggas. You got to cut my throat and throw me in the altar.
Right.
The truth of the matter is that our oath is to the Heavenly Father. And we came into this truth when we were baptized in this truth.
Right.
Our oath is to the Most High Yahweh H.O.I. And it's expected for all of us to keep it.
Right. Con. You gotta come into this truth, man. You gotta be prepared to die for this truth, man.
Like when Abraham was sacrificing Isaac.
Con, same thing.
Yeah. He was prepared to put that sword to his son's neck. So save the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And that ram was in that bush.
Scripture says, be faithful unto death, and Yahweh will fight you. The scripture says.
Go ahead.
Now, actually, strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh will fight for you. It's a lie.
Verse 40. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep.
Finding them what?
And findeth them asleep. And said unto Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour?
You can't watch, you can't stay up for 1 hour? Hey, I'm out here sweating bullets of blood, praying for our people. Up for hours, all day, stressing out. This is why the Passover is so important, man. Right? Because H.O.I. is our Passover, man. And he was going through this. He was going through affliction, bro. Right? His own people turning against him. Right? And he still had to come out and do this work, man. You know how heavy that tree was that he had to carry? Yeah. Right? We're going to get into that too, man. Right? You got something? Keep going.
Verse 41. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. Right? And that's why what Ecclesiastes 2:1 say, man. Huh?
You want me to get the precept?
Get that, man. Get that Ecclesiastes 2, man. That book of Sirach.
Oh, Sirach?
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus 2 and 3.
2 and 1.
2 and 1. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare thy soul for temptation, man. Because the devil, he's going to come at you with all types of madness toward these last days, man.
Drugs.
Yeah, that's true.
Drugs, money, sex, fame,
everything,
fortune.
Man.
Attention.
Right.
That part.
Wow, yeah.
Man, if Christ could get, or try to get tempted by Satan, what about you, man? When Christ went in the wilderness, right, and he got tempted by Satan, he had to hit Satan with what? The word of God, man.
Deuteronomy.
Right?
The scriptures.
You got to know these books.
The whole.
That's what that means, man.
I should give you words.
That's how you do that as a defense.
That's your defense, man.
I shall give you mouth and wisdom that none of your adversaries shall be able to gainsay or resist.
Because if you don't know this book, man, Satan will overtake you, man.
He's going to try to use that book against you when you use a precept, just like he tried to use precepts against our Messiah. Using precepts, and then he throwing the precepts right back at your face. That's how I be feeling when I be debating Esau sometimes, and debating these Christians, man. You know what I'm saying? They keep coming with these verses. I come with 10 more. You know what I'm saying? Through the Spirit.
I'll give you power to trample over scorpions and serpents and over all the powers of the enemy. And nothing shall by any means hurt you. Alahayam.
It's like that movie, the book of Eli.
Right.
He was led by the scripture.
Led by the scripture. He was blind, right?
He remembered it.
He memorized the whole book. At the end of the movie, man, he wrote the whole book over, man.
The light is in the law on the most
I
high.
noticed with that too, they was doing the new King James Version.
Yeah, they did.
I'm looking down, I was like, okay, they had to put that.
Yeah, they don't want to tell us about the Apocrypha.
Right.
They ain't never going to expose Alexander the Great like that, man. They don't want to expose these Edomites like that, man. You know, where we at? Verse, you got something?
Yeah, I got a couple precepts, pertaining to the remission of sins, right? Passover is a special time of the year for us, and Yahweh is our Passover, right? He is that lamb without blemish, like we just went over, right? But it's something that he does for us, that we really got to recognize. You know what I'm saying? And that's that atonement that he made for us. That was the sacrificial lamb. He made that atonement for the nation of Israel and for us alone. Right? He was sent to give repentance to his people. Nobody else. Don't nobody else need to repent from nothing. Because they don't have laws that they was given to repent from. We was given these laws, statutes, and commandments. We broke the covenant. So therefore we gotta repent. Right? And he died to give us that atonement of sins, man. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 4 and verse 35.
Leviticus chapter 4, verse 35, and everybody have it, say, Con. And he shall take away all the fat thereof. as the fat of the lamb is taken away from the sacrifice of the peace offerings, and the priest shall burn them upon the altar, according to the offerings made by fire unto the Lord, Yahweh. And the priest shall make an atonement for his sin that he hath committed, and it shall be forgiven him.
Right? So the priest would take the lamb, you know, make a sacrifice, make an atonement for us. Right? Do y'all know another word for atonement? Another word for atonement.
Reconcile.
Reconcile. That's the answer I was looking for. Reconciliation, man. Yahushua was that reconciliation for us. Right? Let's go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 18. First Peter chapter 1 and verse 18.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 18. Everybody have it, say Con. Con. For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things, as silver and gold, from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers.
Read.
But with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
Right, so we wasn't redeemed with the corruptible things. Money couldn't redeem us. Right? Choice silver and gold would never be able to deliver us out of the hands of our enemies. They make too much money off of us.
And our people still to this day want to still talk about black wealth and black excellency, wealth, and really be in key positions of power.
Wow.
When Job 9:24 is written, it says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. You can clearly see that when the devil himself tried to tempt Yahweh HaMashiach, and he says, all this I will give you if you bow down and worship.
Right. Right.
That's the same temptation we're facing today as a nation of people. When they come and try to give us silver and gold, money, and all this, like, that's the temptation right there.
That's the temptation.
They're talking about giving us reparations right as their economy is collapsing. So they still doing it to this day.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to give you millions of dollars in reparations when the money going to be being burned in the street in a minute because it's not going to be worth nothing.
It ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth 2 cents, man. There's no substance, there's no value behind the money, man.
But
The
I
American
guarantee you there's
dollar.
value behind us going in chains and slavery.
That's our money. You know what I'm saying? That's our property.
I
Right?
trade you this person for that person.
So we would never be able to be redeemed with corruptible things, man. Money could never redeem us. Our damn coon ass celebrities, they could never be able to redeem us, man. Right? Jesse Jackson, right? Al Sharpton, they'll never be able to redeem us out of this captivity. But the blood of Hamashiach Yahushua, that's what's going to redeem us out of this captivity, right? Just like the brother mentioned, man, reconciliation, reconcile. The Most High had to send his son to reconcile us back to the marriage, right? Let's go to the book of Romans, the 5th chapter and the 8th verse.
The book of Romans chapter 5 verse 8. Everybody have it, say Con. But Yahweh commended his love towards us, in that while we were yet sinners, Yahweh died for us.
Right, the Lamb of the Most High. He died for us. Right? We are sinners. We are the reason that, Salaki, he is the reason that we came into this truth. That we got forgiveness of our sins. Right? That we got a chance to make it into the kingdom. Because if he wouldn't have offered up himself, hey, we'll be in trouble, man. Right? We'll be in trouble. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Much more then, being now justified by his blood.
Being justified by what?
Being justified by his blood.
By what?
By his blood.
We are justified by his blood. Read.
We shall be saved from wrath through him.
So we shall be saved from wrath through him. The same way that destroyer came and took the firstborn, we were saved from that wrath through him. Right? Even in the ancient world, even right now. Right? Verse 10, read.
For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to Yahweh by the death of his son.
We were what?
We were reconciled to Yahweh by the death of his son.
Right, he made that atonement. We was reconciled, right, by his death, right, by the death of his son. Read.
Much more being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life.
Right, and we're going to be saved by his life, the life that he lived, the example that he left for us. That's what's going to save us when we walk as our Lord walked. Right, and you have that understanding that the servant is not greater than his master, man. It don't get no greater than Yahweh, man. He lived a perfect life, and he gave it all up for the greater good of the nation. Right? So we was reconciled and we're saved through his life. That's that atonement. Right? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 5. Just a couple precepts about atonement and reconciliation. Because this is what it's about. This is what the Passover is about, man. Yahweh is our Passover, man. That's right. You know, it's a duality. You know, yeah, we celebrate the Passover of the ancient, you know, the origins of our Passover of ancient Egypt, but we also acknowledge Hamashiach Yahweh.
Ephesians chapter 1 verse 5. Having predestinated us, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will.
Read.
To the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
Read.
In whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his grace.
Right, so we have redemption through his blood. We're going to be redeemed through his blood, man. The forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace. Right, so we got that redemption. The price have already been paid. We just got to play our part. We got to do our position. We got to play our role. Right, feed the flock, wake up the lost sheep, keep the commandments, increase our faith. Right? And we will be saved. We endure to the end. Hey, you're going to be saved, man. You know, bear each other burdens, deny yourself, take up your cross, you know what I'm saying, and follow Yahweh. It's that simple. It's that simple. You just have to acknowledge, right, that sacrifice that he made, because a lot of people don't acknowledge that sacrifice. You know, a lot of people in the spirit of Resurrection Sunday, you know, we acknowledge the resurrection all the time, all throughout the year, not just one day out the year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They wait till Easter Sunday, don't go to church all year, but they show up on Sunday. Now they holier than thou. Now they think just because they got a Steve Harvey suit, you know, they gonna make it into the kingdom of heaven. They don't work like that.
They got that one day fix.
That one day fix, man. Now they slate is clean because they showed up to pagan sun worship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got that temporary high.
That temporary high, man. And then they finna go eat Golden Corral, all abominations, abominable foods. You know, they don't even acknowledge Yahweh. You know how they supposed to acknowledge him, man.
Right. Go to Red Lobster right after church.
Right. They spit in the Most High face with that, man. But those are just a couple precepts I had. You know,
we can go back to Matthew 26.
Come on. Matthew 26.
Here's that 42.
In verse 42. When you got it, say come. Matthew 26 and verse 42. And it reads, he went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done.
Go ahead.
And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy.
Yeah, man. Their eyes was heavy. That means he was praying at night, all throughout the night, right?
Come.
Go ahead.
And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples and saith unto them, sleep on now and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doeth betray me.
Right, so he was speaking on Judas, man, because he knew that time was at hand. So he's like, y'all go ahead and get y'all rest, man, but we gotta go. Right? We gotta go because the man that's supposed to come and betray me, he's about to show up. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 47. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, master, and kissed him. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. Right? And when they say they laid hands on him, that means they messed him up, man.
Strike the shepherd.
They were striking him.
Strike the shepherd.
You
The
know-
sheep shall. They the first ones. There was no Roman soldiers.
Come on.
It was our own people.
Just like when you about to fight somebody, you're like, I'm finna put my hands on this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They laid hands on him, right?
Yeah.
And they wasn't laying hands like
You know.
in the Christian church, Plantation Christian church. They're like, come up here, accept Jesus in your life and let me lay my hands on you. They weren't doing it like that.
He got jumped, man.
Yeah.
But Judas Iscariot was the first COINTELPRO. He was the founder of the COINTELPRO.
Con. Watch it.
Judas Iscariot.
Come on. He started the
He
COINTELPRO.
was the CEO of that.
Con. Right? Verse 51. That's 51, right?
Come.
Verse 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear.
Right, who was that man that smote off that
Peter.
ear? Peter, that's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Con. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Right. Go ahead.
Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legion of angels?
Right, so he was telling him, like, you don't think that I could just call down a legion of angels to get rid of these niggas, man? Like, this is what has to happen, man. Right, this is what I have to do for our people, who the house of Israel, right? Come on, go ahead.
But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that thus it must be? In that same hour said Yahushua to the multitudes, Are ye come out against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me.
Right.
But all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled.
All of the disciples forsook him and fled, yo. That
Strike
quick.
the shepherd.
And the sheep shall scatter, man.
Wow.
Huh.
This is what Yahushua had to go through, and this is just the beginning, man. This is just the beginning of what he had to go through, man. You know? This is why, like I said, this is why the Passover is so important, man. Because they're not going to go into the details of what he went through, man. Yahushua was getting beat, getting spit on. He was getting hit with whips that rip off your skin down to the bone, bro. You see that? You remember that picture of that slave that had the whips on his back? Nothing compared, man.
And if you know it was us, that our people, we as a people doing it.
Right.
You know how we get down.
Right. We was getting down. You know, if we jump somebody, what's gonna happen, bro? It gets bad, right? We looking like it's worse than what on Don't Be a Menace to Society when they was jumping over the nigga back. It was flat, bro.
I mean, I'm talking about like you can't compare Edomite jumpings to Israelite jumping.
Nah, man.
You know, Edomites, when they jump, you can take them all on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a lion taking on a whole bunch of buffalo or something.
Right.
But when Israelite jumps you, man, you be like trying to get out of there like if there's a whole bunch of zombies getting after you. You know what I'm saying? And they get you. It's just about tearing you apart.
Yeah, it's nothing nice, man.
And Israel stayed asleep the whole time when he was praying, but the moment he was getting jumped, they all ghosted.
All ghosted him, man.
All those.
Right? Go ahead, man.
Verse 57. And they that had laid hold on Yahushua led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and the elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahushua to put him to death.
These are the chief priests and the elders. These are some wicked niggas because they breaking the law, right? What's that law, man? Don't commit false witness, right?
It says also in the law not to gather yourself with the wicked to
Right.
bear a false report.
False report, huh?
Rest judgment.
Follow not a multitude to do evil, man.
Unbalanced scales.
Right,
That
right.
remind me of the police that beat up their brother.
Come.
Which one?
Yeah.
All the Jakes.
Yeah, all the Jake brothers is whooping them.
Hey, they was dumb because how you
Memphis.
how you pepper spray yourself? How you pepper spray yourself, man? And then blame him.
Yeah,
Right.
That kind of goes what we was just talking about, like when Jake jumped you, it's a different jump. When
Yeah.
you get jumped by he
Yeah, man, they beat him to death, right? Yeah, they beat him to death, man. Right? Let's read on. We're gonna read the rest of this chapter, then we're gonna go into the ordinance and take part of this feast.
Khan Salaki, and that's like the history of Susanna. When those elders came against Susanna too, man, they was being wicked with bearing the false witness. You know?
Wasn't one of them a Canaanite?
Yeah, one of them was a
Yeah,
heathen.
one of them was a Hamite, yeah.
Verse 60. But found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of the Most High, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses, Salakia, what is it which these witness against thee? But Yahushua held his peace.
He didn't say nothing. Right? Go ahead.
And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living power, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of the Most High. Yahushua said unto him, Thou hast said.
Thou sayest.
Nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven.
That's right. Go ahead.
Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He has spoken blasphemy.
How mad can you get at Yahushua for a high priest to tear off his clothes, man? This man's tore off his clothes, man. Can't believe it. You hear what he's saying?
He thought he was Joshua, but instead he's a turncoat.
Yeah, right.
Because look, Joshua did it for the right reason.
Right.
This dude did it for Caesar because he said we had no king but Caesar.
Yeah, no king but Caesar, man. This man went crazy.
That be the spirit of Esau when they see us speaking with authority. Man.
Right.
You ain't ready to pop a blood vessel in their head. Man.
Calm, man. But these is niggas right here.
You shall know them by their fruits.
Right.
Do men gather grapes with thorns or figs with thistles? Come on, man.
Verse 65. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witnesses? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy.
Right.
What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death.
Like, what you think, man? What you think? Right? They say they answering for the Herod, right? This man is, he's guilty, man. He got to die, man.
They probably was chanting death like it was some type of rap song.
Yeah, man. They was out there answering and asking questions at the same time. What you think, man? Shouldn't he die?
Yeah, they put bars on that when they said death, like They was
verse 67. They did Salakia. Then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands.
All right, so they spit in his face, buffeted him, and slapped him, man. Go ahead.
Saying, prophesy unto us, thou Christ. Who is he that smote thee?
All right, who is it that hit you, man? You Christ, man. Can you tell us who hit you?
the wicked 2/3, wicked Israelites,
Go ahead.
the shepherds, you know.
Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, thou also wast with Yahushua of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest.
Right.
And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, this fellow also was with Yahushua of Nazareth. And again he denied an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him, they stood by and said to Peter, surely thou hast art Salakia, surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the words Yahushua which said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly.
God. All right, now we about to get into the ordinance. Everybody have their lamb and their wine and their bread and their bitter herbs on the table. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11.
Hey, we supposed to have our staff in our hand when we eat it?
Yeah, everybody got a staff? We got extra staffs over here if anybody need one. Who all needs a staff? One. Whose staff is this?
First Corinthians 11.
Who's that, 4? Everybody got a staff? You got 2 more. You got one? You want
You guys don't have a staff, sheriff, your brother, hold it on. I can hold it all together while I eat them.
verse 24?
11 and 24, right?
God.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 24, and it reads, and when he had given thanks, he brake it, and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
So this is what we're going to do in remembrance of the Most High. We're going to read on. Yahushua.
Con. Verse 25. After the same manner, after the same manner, also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me.
Okay, so everybody take their lamb first. We'll have a bite at the same time. Eat. Eat. Pretty good. I'll give up to the chef right here. All right, my boy, your cow. Next is the wine. Like it says, at that same manner also, he took the cup when he had supped, saying, "This cup is the New Testament of my blood. This do ye as often as ye drink it in the remembrance of me."
Drink.
You can't drink it all, not, you know, if you're not alcohol. If you don't like wine, you just take a sip. Verse 26.
Verse 26. For as oft as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show Yahweh's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of Yahweh unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of Yahweh.
Eat this bread.
Which one's the bread?
Both.
That
Both.
both? Okay.
And we all gonna eat the bitter herbs together next. All right, come. We can eat that too. This is
Bitter captivity.
This is for captivity and the rigor that we went through. If I eat it, y'all beast, man. Yeah, that bitter herb, you get it now. Very bitter, huh? That is the feast of Passover, man.
All praise.
All praises.
All praises.
That's it. Everybody got it. Now we can partake in the feast. We can gather, have fun. Feast, be merry. This is the lesson for today. You got anything else you want to bring up? Yeah, so let's all gather together. Enjoy the rest of your night. We got lamb. Eat up all the lamb. Don't throw none away. And whatever we have left over, we got to burn it.
I have a little foil pan over there where you can put the rest of your lamb. Whatever you don't eat, just scrape it all in there and then throw your plate in the trash. Please do not throw any lamb in the trash. Nothing, no lamb goes in the trash.
Right, no lamb goes in the trash.
All praise. Group of
Kwam Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Kwam Yashua.
Everybody enjoy the lesson?
Yeah, God.
All praises.
How was that lamb? No.
How's that lamb?